Francisco 49ers, Steve Young.
Oh, I thought
Steve Young,
Ellis
it's
Grbac.
official.
I thought it was going to be Ellis Grbac.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We'll be calling you.
You didn't hear about his spinal injury?
Paraplegic dog, he's toast,
Cut him off.
Bye, Charles.
Hi, Charles.
But he'll
Are we
How do I hang it up?
defense, or are we having special teams on that this year?
This one?
Just kicker.
What was the question?
something about special
On,
teams.
No, it's just defenses.
Just defense, okay.
Yeah. See you later.
All right, bye.
And then just stick it up against.
Oh, good. There you go, Mr. Seaman. The first pick in the draft is in, and it's Steve Young. That's
You were looking at my list, weren't you?
Of course I was.
You son of a bitch.
Are they watching us on TV over there?
I think they are.
You guys get a closed circuit feed.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was the most obvious choice that could possibly be. We all knew it was coming. There was nothing really news about it. It was the only intelligent thing, and even Charles couldn't screw this one up.
That's true. That's true. And now that brings us to
I believe it's the Marley
Michelle
Whalers with
Fesco.
the number 2 pick.
You actually
Okay, with the number 2 pick, the Marley Whalers choose running back, Dallas Cowboys, Mr. Emmitt Smith.
Mr. Smith goes to
to
Marley.
Marley.
Another surprise that we all were not anticipating. I mean, we basically have already figured out the first round. We know what's going
Who's
to
this
happen.
guy again? Where'd you go to
So
school?
we know Emmett's gone. Steve's gone. I predicted this on the draft lottery video, if you remember right.
That was quite a prediction. You're some
I
Nostradamus.
went out on that limb. I went out on that limb and I said it will be Young and Smith, and I was right. And once again, proving I am the greatest fantasy mind in the history of the universe.
Yes, your mind is quite a fantasy, Ken.
Boy,
We had
Well,
a
how
peanut
do I call
gallery,
that?
Hale. Did we do this last time without the peanut gallery?
look at them rankings. My goodness, you get them up to like 150.
Get out of my face. So who's the number 3 pick now?
Number 3 pick is.
Oh, the ex-Eskimos. This will be another surprise. I'm predicting here that he'll be taking Dan Marino. That's my prediction.
Well, just to screw you up, Ken, I'm going to draft Dan Marino.
Dan
Well-
Marino.
And now, if I'm not the greatest fantasy football mind in the galaxy, how would I know all this?
Dan Marino. There's late allegations that his Achilles heel has been acting up again. What do you think?
I don't know. Every time in the exhibition season, he looks horrible, and having completed no passes in a game this year, he continues that form. But what are you going to do? I believe we need to make a call to Nate Sagan now, do we not?
Yes, that's right. Number 4, Nate Sagan, Anchorage Kitchen.
This one might take a while. We'll be able to analyze these first 3 picks.
Our insiders say it's going to be Jerry Rice.
That is what I hear. I believe he has got a liking for Jerry Rice.
Yeah, a liking?
A liking. I'm a little bit more PC than you, sir. So I believe he'll be taking Jerry Rice with this pick, but we'll have to wait and see.
Here we go. The phone is ringing.
But since this will be at least a couple minutes before we get him,
Kitchen headquarters.
go ahead and predict the rest of the first round for us. Let's see how accurate you are now that I've already proven my prowess.
I think you're going to see Nate Sagan, like I said, go with Jerry Rice. Followed up now, the linchpin of the entire first round is going to be Steve Katz's number 5 pick. He's threatened to take either Drew Bledsoe or Marshall Faulk.
I hear you've conned him out of taking Marshall Faulk.
That's not true. I think actually I've had other people
I
doing
believe,
that for me.
first of all, you were conning him into taking Marshall Faulk so that you could get Drew Bledsoe. And now you have him conned into taking Drew Bledsoe so you can get Marshall Faulk.
It's double reverse psychology.
So basically, why don't you just,
In reverse.
while we're waiting, tell us who you want.
Oh, well, I'll never say until Steve Katz makes his pick. We all know Mr. Katz is highly impressionable. He weighs the opinions of others quite highly.
So basically, you can manipulate him any way you wish.
I like to think so.
And
But,
that's why you wanted to have the spot behind him, because you knew you would be able to manipulate him into taking who you wanted so that you could get the man you want.
Well, now the interesting side story to this is it's been rumored if Lacey doesn't get his man, he will trade down in the first round.
Right.
You heard it. Our insiders say it right here.
Right. Okay. Well, I understand that.
So we're still waiting for a call from.
And I believe after this pick,
Show me that list. Let me make sure I got the right number there. Which one did you call?
257.
4588. Okay.
I believe after this pick, you're going to have to leave us to go prepare yourself for your pick, and I'll be interviewing Chris Reedy.
Yeah.
I'll be
Hello.
Scott.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Number 4 pick to Anchorage Kitchen.
Hang on, look at that, okay?
Okay. Here we have it. The tension is palpable.
Well, Van's sounding very busy and frustrated. I think he's going to
So
report
They
it.
got in the same place last week.
No, they're two different places.
Two of them had to work.
First three, who are they?
We got Steve Young,
Young,
Emmett Smith,
Emmett,
Dan Marino.
and Marino. The fourth will be Jerry Rice.
Jerry Rice, number
Oh,
4
there's
to
a
Anchorage
surprise.
Kitchen. Thank you, Nate.
Well,
See
Mr.
ya.
Commissioner, I know you have to go get ready for your draft, and I'll take over interviewing Chris Reedy.
Yes, Chris Reedy,
And we'll take a deep look at that Dan Marino pick.
you're on the set, Chris.
I really wanted to know exactly why Mr. Reedy went after Marino, because it seems to me that after looking at him in the exhibition season and the way he ended last year, Marino was a bit of a risk, especially that early.
Well,
Okay.
Ken, unfortunately, you're proving your in-depth knowledge by basing someone's performance on how he does in the exhibition season. And I do stress the word exhibition. Those games don't mean anything. When the money's on the line, Mr. Marino will be there.
Okay.
Ooh, bold words, bold words.
Okay, number 5 goes to Steve Katz. Here's your moment of truth, Steven. You can change the
I want
course
to hear
of
your
history.
opinion on this pick.
Yeah, here's the moment we're all really waiting for.
Jerry Rice.
Where do I go?
You go now.
Rather than be greeted at the airport by a lynch mob of
Oh,
fans and stockholders, Barons will usher in a mini
bring a
player of
speech?
football in the Harbor Dome on the golden right wing of Druzonius Bledsoe.
Oh!
Ooh.
Ooh, so.
So Drew Bledsoe.
Well, I think that's a pick that's got landmine written all over it. Ken, how about you?
Well, I have heard this will basically be a sophomore season, and you know how that sophomore jinx comes in.
Absolutely.
And Bill Parcells just does not have a history of throwing the ball, so
Wow.
I think this will be a typical Cats pick with a typical result, which means 407 winning percentage in my book.
Ouch.
What do you think?
Well, I tell you, coming from the New England area and having read quite a lot about Mr. Bledsoe's prospects, the lack of a running game, whereas it would seem to mean he's the only offense they have, there's not going to be anything to take the pressure off him. I think the teams are really going to double up on Ben Coates this year. He's got no proven receivers to throw to. I think it could be quite.
So this is
a
the New
letdown.
England opinion that we have here.
I dare
And
say.
people in New England, who should be the highest optimists, are basically saying this was a busted pick.
I won't go that far yet, but
Okay.
it certainly
Okay.
got the potential.
We have the number 6 pick now from the Baghdad Red Belly Newts, a team that has had 3 losing seasons in 5 years.
Okay, well, I'm sorry to let you down. It went just like you said. The Newts take Marshall Falk.
That is the pick he wanted. That is the pick he was after badly. And I am really shocked that he was able to get it. He conned Cats into taking the guy he did not want.
Well, he is regarded by many as the father of the Times Football League, and you
And
can't
rightfully
dispute
so.
that kind of dispute that kind of a draft strategy. He was able to get the man he wanted and talk someone else into taking the man he didn't want.
Not cheating.
What do you mean, father of the TFL, Scott Lake?
I think we have to go to a commercial.
No, they want to know commercial. I understand that you were the only person in this whole league he was able to manipulate into talking about
That's
him
right.
as
I
being
have a very
commissioner.
malleable
And
Ken.
we also happen to notice that you were the only other person besides Lacey in the media guide who was predicted to have a winning record. Coincidence?
Well, maybe it's maybe I should be second in the running for father of the TFL then.
Well, this is fantasy
as,
league.
as head of the resurgent new wing that breathed life back into the league.
Yes. We're coming up on Michael Bork's pick. and
Oh, that's right.
This is something you are also an expert at.
Drafting while married.
This man just got married 1 week ago. He's currently on his honeymoon.
Woo.
And boy, is he in the doghouse.
I think he's going to.
I mean, this doghouse might be like a permanent one. I can't imagine a man going on his honeymoon and saying, "Sorry, dear, but I have to take part in my fantasy draft now."
I think the only thing we can predict about Mr. Bork's pick is they will take extremely little time.
Yes.
Much like it.
So we will have to see who he's taking.
Well, let's get him on the horn here.
What do you predict?
Okay, Steve Young, Emmett Smith.
Get that? Emmett Smith, number 2.
We are reading off the picks to him.
Dan Marino.
Yep.
Jerry Rice.
Really?
Drew Bledsoe.
Uh-huh.
Marshall Falk.
Okay.
And you're about ready to rock Donnie's world, aren't you?
You just selected Marshall Falk?
Yes.
That was 6. Okay. All right. Well, boy, that was an interesting decision. You know, I discovered him last year, so we'll go back with him again, Jeff George.
Donnie.
Oh, that's a shocker.
Okay, we'll call you in a bit.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
I really had to go down deep in my list for that. Well, Chris, I have to get ready for my draft, and I'll let the commissioner come back in
Oh, okay.
and offer his words of bullshit.
Can we say that on TV?
We're on
Was that
TFL TV.
bleep?
We can say anything we want.
Oh, great.
Well, now, what do you
I
think
might say
about
fucking great.
So what do you say? The Jeff George pick. Now that's a surprise.
That, I tell you, boy, that was a real stunner. That was about as that's about as shocking a pick as you can think.
Now
Jeff
it
George.
leaves the door open for
I did. I just
Flint,
worked
Don Carlock, and he's looking over his notes as we speak.
Jeff George.
We're gonna go with Elway.
Oh!
John
I think
Elway,
someone just been shot in the studio.
It seems to have been an unpopular pick with Mr. Taylor.
I think people everywhere in the mountain region of the time zone are wailing and gnashing their teeth as we speak.
What happened?
Kent informed us today that we're going out of the worst magazine for fantasy football.
Number 8. That was number 8. Okay, number 9 to Mike Taylor. Now that's the reason for all that flopping about on the floor, I suppose.
Yes, it is. Well,
With the number 9 pick.
Somewhat like a Denver omelet, you might say.
with John Elway gone, the TFL defending champion piles tab Barry Sanders. running back Lions.
Oh, Taylor's departing from his conventional theory that big backs are better.
Yes.
For years, he's had the likes of Marion Butts, Herschel Walker. I think he, who else?
Christian Okoye.
Christian
Christian
Okoye.
Okoye.
He's usually gone for those one-dimensional backs that, with no mobility.
Which typically is produced for Mr. Taylor a one-dimensional offense.
Yes, I would say so.
But he's showing showing a bit of a stretch here. Sanders, though, is, from what I've been told this year, is finally going to get to carry the ball inside the 10-yard line instead of having it handed off to Derek Moore, who's now with the Panthers. So it could pan out to be quite a pick for Mr. Taylor.
Oh, and now look who's dropped by for a visit.
Who's joined us in the studio?
Welcome to TFL TV.
Thank you. Just wanted to talk about my number 1 pick, Barry Sanders. In the past,
Well,
he was.
excuse me, I think, Mr. Taylor, I'll let you have the seat here, and
Oh, yeah, here we
I'll
go.
prepare for my next
I would
pick.
like to ask one thing at this point. Why did Reedy get to be interviewed about 3 picks in a row?
Because I'm the most literate.
Mr. Taylor, welcome to TFL TV.
Thank you, Mr. Commissioner.
With the number 9 pick, you take Barry Sanders, a departure from your previous strategy of big backs. Would you like to explain that?
Well, throughout the years, Sanders has always gained a lot of yards, great average per carry, and I think his failure to get in the end zone a lot has been an aberration. In that this year he's due for a good 16 touchdowns.
Now, so we would.
Plus, Elway was gone.
So were you caught off guard? Was that kind of a last-minute
Well-
pick? Did you have the chance to think it over?
No, right around the 5th pick, I noticed Elway was still available, and I tried hard not to put out any telepathy that would
that's
instruct anyone to take the guy, but
And-
that didn't work.
Well, let's look at the big board here. We've got how many quarterbacks taken? 5 quarterbacks already gone, and 2 running backs and a receiver. 3 running backs. 3 running backs and a receiver. Where do you see Ken Sane and the Dugway experiments going with the number 10 pick here?
Well, based on my list, he'll be taking the Trone Means.
So now we will turn to Ken Sane with the number 10 pick in the TFL Draft.
Since I'm not using Mr. Taylor's list, I'll use my own and take Brett Favre.
Brett Favre.
Oh!
The 6th quarterback taken in the TFL Draft.
Minus the 18 touchdowns of Sterling Sharp of a year ago.
The big question here is, will Robert Brooks fill the shoes of
I
Sterling
think
Sharp?
not.
You don't think?
Sharp was every bit as good as Jerry Rice. Just played for a worse team in a smaller market. Losing him is like Steve Young losing Waters and Rice,
Although
and maintaining the same productivity.
Robert Brooks did break all of Sterling Sharp's record at South Carolina.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well,
But
okay.
now the question is he a pro? Yeah. Okay, that's it. You're out of here. Commissioner Sane, you're back.
Commissioner Emeritus thing.
Why don't you, I think we're going to welcome in Commissioner Sane and Baltimore Barons owner Steve Katz, who has already complained about his lack of airtime. So, Mr. Katz, would you like to come on TFL TV?
Show him your new flip-flops.
Stroke of genius, wasn't it?
God, that's good. Mr. Katz, I want you to defend that 407 winning percentage. You can call yourself a rose, you can call yourself a thorn, you can call yourself anything you want, but basically it comes down to loser.
I'll defend it. It's history, and this is an ambush interview.
What ambush? You got your time. There's the camera. Please explain why you have the worst winning percentage in the history of the TFL.
There's no explanation.
You heard it here.
The explanation must be bad luck because I drafted Sanders 1 and Randall 1 2 years in a row, and look what happened to them.
So you've had the number 1 pick in the draft twice, and you still have the worst winning percentage. You wanted the airtime. You got it. Defend yourself.
Hey, Ken, draw something for us on the telestrator, please.
Ask me a question about my pick, Mike Wallace.
All right, let's talk about your pick.
All right, number 11.
Why would you allow yourself to be manipulated by Scott Lacey into taking the person he wanted you to take so he could get Marshall Faulk?
Marshall Faulk is going to top out about 15, 13 touchdowns this
Oh, yeah, that'd be a horrible thing.
Who's good for about 25.
All right, we got to get the number 11 in pick.
Number 11 pick is coming in. This is Casey Brogan's pick. The only team in the TFL never to have made the playoffs.
Ouch.
Oh.
Scott Lacey.
Wait, what about Cats?
Well, he got lucky one season. We all trying to figure out how. Yes, Casey.
Well, to assure that I, again, do not make the playoffs, I'm going to take somebody I probably shouldn't take, but in the spirit of Florida, I'm going to take Eric Redd.
Eric Redd, running back for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Last seen headed on their way to the CFL.
I knew I'd piss somebody off if I took him.
Yeah, I think
The number 12 pick comes.
you got a couple people with that one.
Well, make a trade, buddy.
We have quite a few arguments here.
Make a trade, Hawkins?
A lot of people are upset because they all wanted Eric Redd and Casey beat him to the punch. We come now to the most secretive man in the history of fantasy football, who refuses to even give one little bit of a hint of who he's taking. Whit Tuttle.
At least he's cute.
I'd like to get a second opinion on that.
I'm going to do this on camera so people will always remember I drafted before I did the drinks.
Sweetie will applaud you.
That's right. Bam Morris, baby.
Just bam, baby.
Oh, man.
Oh yeah, what a performance.
Mr. Katz, since you have such a highly regarded opinion,
Never heard of that guy.
please tell me what you think of the last 2 picks.
I have a highly regarded opinion of what?
I'm not sure yet. We're trying to decide. Eric Redd. Was that too early for Eric Redd?
Yes. That was too early for Eric Redd. You've got a second-year quarterback who might blossom and might not this year.
He's only a second-year player.
Yeah.
Eric had 7 touchdowns last year, although he sat out 8 games.
But he did have the 7 touchdowns in the last 6 games
That's
of the
right.
season.
700
That lends some credibility to the pick, but I don't know about number
There
11.
seemed to be
in the
quite a
first
few
round.
owners who were groaning after that pick because they all seemed to like Eric Redd. And since I did draft him in the IJFL, I have to think that he's going to have a good season. I was very high on Eric Redd. I was praying he'd be available.
This is
in
not
second
about your opinion, it's about my opinion.
Exactly. I forgot. Let's go back to that 407 winning percentage.
Ken, did you do that story about Eric Redd too?
No, I told him about
He
it.
told me about it. I heard about it.
Oh, man.
The guy's
Please,
laundry
please,
after
explain to
running.
us why Eric Redd is a bum.
He's not. I just
So,
said so.
in case he did make a good pick.
Made a good pick for the mid-second round.
Okay, now let's go on to Mr.
A little
Tuttle's
too early to take Redd.
Bam Morris.
Bam Morris looked sensational in the preseason. I still don't think he might score, more than 10, 12 touchdowns. It's kind of low for a stud running back, but he's a great running back.
Mm-hmm.
Van Williams is on the floor, by
It was
the way.
pretty good first round.
Van Williams on the floor. He's going to make the 13th pick.
Just waiting for the call.
He's not on the phone.
No, he's been summoned. So he's
Oh, okay. So we are waiting on Van Williams to call us back.
On the floor.
Van Williams is the only owner in the
What's the terminology?
TFL
What's
who
that?
showed absolutely no interest in coming to the TFL convention.
He's in the hole.
We will probably vote him out of the league next year.
He's on deck.
Who will Van take?
Anybody want to discuss their second round picks?
I'm
Jim Kelly.
I'm thinking.
I know we got the same one.
Why will Van be taking Jim Kelly?
Did a couple of years ago.
I'm taking just look
History's
at
any judge.
But don't you think that Jim Kelly would be
You
a
guys
little
can
bit
go
of a
back
dumb
and
pick
forth,
at this
Bernie.
point?
Right.
Yes, that's why, you asked me what I think. With that.
Oh, okay. So basically, you're thinking that
You
Van...
didn't ask me what I think of taking Jim Kelly. You asked me who I thought Van would take.
My.
I will have no follow-ups in this interview. Just questions.
Why, Steve, you're being rather truculent, don't you think?
Truculent? Look at his face.
I don't know what that means, but if it's good, I'm
That was Muhammad Ali. Howard Cosell.
Well, if Ken had half Howard Cosell's brain or talent, this would be that situation.
You got something to say?
Are you gonna take
Yes.
Kenny?
Let's go to a commercial.
Hey, Ken, you showing off the fine.
I saw. Oh, yeah. We are all in uniform. I'd like to show off the uniforms. First,
Yes.
the commissioner is in his
Here's the fashion
red belly
part of
nudes.
the
You're going to have to get
flag.
down some, I think.
Oh, God.
And then the Marley Whalers probably have the best uniform. Oh, well, we're
We gotta
listening to
get
the
the
defending
original.
champion.
We do.
Yes.
Who's very upset because the
So the
commissioner
hat.
emeritus forgot to bring the trophy.
Piles.
Get closer.
Okay.
Okay.
And now we have the Marley Whalers voted the best uniform in the building.
Man, we got to show them all the.
Bork, this is my official paraphernalia champion Piles.
There you go.
Available at your local.
Yeah.
Yeah, $40.
Available at Target.
Wherever
Marley Whalers.
Right, one's 26.
I'm gonna get my hand in here too.
Well, there
Notice
you
the
go.
dreads.
Yeah, the dreads.
Narcoosey knows it.
Yay!
Is he still conscious?
Still trying to figure out how Bill Morris ended up under his helmet.
What a cheap ass shit.
And then of course, the uniform of the Berlin Baltimore losers.
Why don't you go ahead and call it again?
Oh, hi, Steve.
Snort.
You didn't send me a helmet to wear. You just sent me a logo.
A triple
What am I going to do with that?
I'm sorry, Steve. Am I being unfair to you? Oh. We're still waiting on Van Williams. We're about ready to discard his pick
Man, these guys-
and go straight to Mr. Charles Coggins, who has been waiting patiently on pins and needles, hoping that the pick he wants will be available.
Why can't we get a hold of Van?
Oh, 'cause we have to ring him and wait for him to ring him.
He's at work. Van and Nate had to draft from work.
Hello?
Hey, man.
All right.
Yay!
Where did we leave you off with?
She put me on hold, man.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Now I was trying to call you again.
Okay, here we go. We left off with Rice.
Yeah.
Okay, since then it's been Bledsoe,
We're updating Van Williams. This should be really quick.
Marshall Falk. Say yes when you get it, right? Jeff George.
Andy, you there?
Are you getting these?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, John Elway.
Van's a little busy pulling his pants up around his knees.
Barry Sanders. Brett Favre. Eric Rhett. Van Morris. And now you.
All right. Hang on a second, okay?
His 2 minutes officially begins now.
Okay, the mute button's on so
Williams
you can say
discussing
bad
things in
now.
the Weasel's war room right now.
I think that this is going to be Chris Warren. That'll be my prediction.
And he has to.
Nacho needs.
Whoa!
Thank you very much. See you. Bye.
Wait, hey, do you want me to hang on? Because I think it's going to come right back.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah.
We're not paying for it. You are.
Good call.
He made a good rule. Actually, the Anchorage Daily News is paying for it. That's even better.
All right,
In that
Jeff
case,
Coggins.
Van,
Jack Coggins gets
don't hang up
2
all night,
picks.
man.
I could probably.
Steve, what did you think of that Natron Means pick? Why am I asking Steve?
I guess it fell about right in the first round, right toward the end of the round.
So you're giving Van more credit now than you did previously when you said that he would probably take some paraplegic.
Well, he didn't take a paraplegic. He took a guy who's got the hardest schedule in the league,
You took Warren?
but he didn't take a paraplegic.
The Charles Coggins takes Chris Warren
That's a great pick.
Warren.
And?
So,
with his
with his first pick.
No, tell him to wait.
And you have to wait until his second pick, which will be the first pick of the second round.
I got you.
We did have a card girl for the second round, didn't we? Now that we're
Oh,
switching
yeah.
rounds.
School time girl.
Well, we need that card girl. Hello. We're keeping our card girl very busy today. I mean, she's got to take care of the
Tell ya.
master board,
We have some burlesque.
secondary board, and also run around with a card with very little clothes on to make it.
You gotta strut past the back behind that. There you go.
Yeah, and you gotta kind of go like this. They do.
Da, 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 da.
Thurman Thomas.
Thurman Thomas will be the second pick. Charles Coggins goes without a quarterback, not having learned that you cannot win in the TFL without a quarterback. That's okay. Jim Harbaugh should be available when you draft again.
Okay, man, you get those?
No, I got the first one, Chris Warren, right?
And then Thurman Thomas.
Charlie, you just picked.
Okay, hang on a second.
And Van Williams is back up again.
I think good.
Will he also spurn a quarterback, having taken a running back in the first round?
Hey, Lacey. So
Yes.
go here now, right?
Right. Oh, nice cut job, Whit. I think you had the tequila before you picked up the
No.
season.
He didn't do that.
Whit Tuttle with a pair of scissors. Scary thought.
Come on, BW.
Just let me stay below me.
Hang on, I'm looking.
Van Williams just bought his media guide, or his fantasy football magazines.
Charlie, those are.
Barry Sanders is a nice building.
Thank God.
I think I'm gonna go with Tim Brown.
Tim Brown, also another person foregoing a
Okay,
quarterback.
we'll see ya.
Okay,
Bye.
So we have two teams that have not taken a quarterback in the first or second round, Steve. Would you say that this is suicide in the TFL?
Practically.
Can anybody?
I tried it last year, so I'd know.
Whit baby.
It is now Whit's turn, and then I have to make a pick. So Steve, you're on your own.
Okay.
Because it's going to be even more raucous after I make this pick.
Here, anyone?
Go have a seat. We got explain it too.
You're gonna take him, aren't you, Tuttle?
Do not take him.
I'm not down. No, trust me. This is way too early, but I
You should
want.
work your cap before you sit down.
Do what?
Your cap. Isn't that cool?
Very cool. Good shot.
Extreme close-up.
Extreme.
Whoa!
Team flip flops too. Paul and I got the same ones. We ready?
Yep.
I take in the second round before I take your quarterback. Before everybody says that again. Herman Moore.
Oh.
Super nice pick. That's a
Now all the
nice pick.
receivers are gone.
Ooh.
That was nice.
Once again, before I drank.
It was too early to take him, but pretty good. No, it wasn't really. It wasn't really.
Otherwise, we just got pictures of cats sitting there.
All right, Casey, you're up.
We got a magazine.
I like Herman Moore. Detroit's only got Barry Sanders scoring touchdowns. They get to the 3-yard line. Barry Sanders gonna dance, but he ain't gonna get in. So what they gonna do?
I beg to differ with you, Mr.
What they gonna do on third down?
Excuse me, can I see that dance again?
No, never mind.
It's the Jose.
They're gonna dance. Yes, that's right. But they ain't gonna get in. So what are they gonna do? Much like Lacey tried to do in our football game. They're gonna lob it up into the corner and have big ass Herman Moore. He's a lot like Lacey. He's big and he's ugly. Catch it. Touchdown. Those 8 twins.
Hey, you gotta stay in there, man.
Man, Jesus Christ.
Steve's gonna drill you.
So Steve, why do you have the worst winning percentage?
Well, you know what? The interviewer left, so I just turned into the interviewer.
Sure, shoot.
Get in there quick.
Why don't you have a quarterback yet, Whit?
Because my quarterback gets broken every year. I don't know if you noticed this. I don't know if you noticed this, but if he's gonna break, why not get somebody who's shitty? I don't care.
Here.
Thank you, thank you.
He doesn't need a quarterback.
All right, Casey.
Oh, yeah.
Thank God. Casey, sit over there for a minute.
Bring your pillows.
It's a sleepover thing. We're gonna make some s'mores in a minute.
Casey's got the therapeutic pillow out.
Casey, you're out of the picture.
That's probably good. How's that?
There you go.
There you go.
Hi, Mom.
Well, you know,
What we should do is everything.
God, I'm really tempted to take a quarterback, but I I can't resist taking my man Michael Irvin. Oh God, gotta have him. Gotta go with that Florida theme.
He waited a while.
I thought that was ridiculously late.
That's the kind of pick of which
He waited a
streaks
while.
are made.
Not only does he go to University of Miami, but he plays for the Cowboys. The only thing that could be better is if he'd gone to college at Nebraska.
Why would anybody do that?
Who's next?
Ken.
Well, he wouldn't be a good receiver if he
What
was.
is the
Wait a minute, I haven't done my interview yet. Casey, why don't you have a quarterback yet?
Okay, number
Why don't I have a quarterback yet?
Hey,
right.
number 19.
number 19 to Katie.
What Tuttle said.
Thank you, Casey. I agree.
Those boys are fragile.
Ken, your pick, please.
Ricky Waters.
Ricky Waters.
That's cool.
Left from the greatest fantasy football mind in the galaxy.
No, but I expect less from you. You got something to say?
Pretty good, Whit. Pretty good. Pretty good.
Me?
You're up.
Okay.
You're up. Okay.
Well, this is going to be a surprising pick for anyone who knows me because I never even liked the guy, and I know no one in this room does, but I think this is his year. He's going to be the NFC Comeback Player of the Year, according to this publication.
Which is the worst, by the way.
But aside from that, Randall Cunningham.
Oh,
Yeah,
you just
Down
called him a
goes
wuss,
Randall.
man.
First quarter of the
that's okay.
You called him a wuss just one night
That's a
ago.
good pick, man. He was
We're going to start toughening him up tonight.
You got a big team of wusses there. Sanders, a dancer, and
It's okay, they don't actually interact.
Who leads?
Randall Cunningham.
Man, this is great.
Sorry.
He'll have to swallow a lot of pride this year when Rodney Peete takes his job in the third game.
Steve, you laid some kind of claim to that seat now?
I
You're
know.
not
We
moving
need
out?
new blood in the seat.
Who wants to sit in?
All cats is doing a great job, I think.
Running play
Johnny
by
hasn't
play.
been there yet, or Charlie.
Yeah, that's right. You got one of those. Yeah, Charlie, you're not
Donnie's
gonna be picking
formulating
for a while.
the
Wheels, get over here, man. You've been pretty
Number
quiet.
Number 21 pick.
Anybody want to? Come on over.
I'm out of here. I'll come back next time I pick.
All right, hang it here.
No, just kidding.
Oh, I thought you were doing me a favor there.
Yeah, hide the beer offset, Scott. We don't want to give people at home the wrong
Oh, yes. We're a family organization.
No drinking on TV.
Are we all on screen here? All right.
Yes.
All of you probably. Yes.
Donnie.
Donnie.
So, Cats, number 21 pick.
Mm-hmm.
Carlock, what do you think?
See that? I read the
This is a different one.
Made a good, solid
Sure. There's all eight
first
pages.
round pick.
Key stuff.
And if I think anything, it gets ripped apart, so I'll shut up.
No. The camera never blinks, Steve. Please.
No, but the interviewee can not say anything.
So, Donnie, do you steal your boy this time, or
Yeah. What's that?
do you steal your boy again?
Jared Alexander.
What?
What are we waiting for?
Don.
Carla.
He's scrambling.
Donnie is showing his usual. Right. How many running backs do I need?
2.
If you're just gonna run single back set.
I'm gonna go with.
Oh, here we go. Quiet on the set. Here we go. Number 21 to Flint.
Mario Bates.
Oh, man. Oh.
Let's see.
No.
I think you got your magazine upside down, man.
I have a question.
Yes.
I know that at a recent press conference, Warren Moon's wife said that she felt safe with Warren Moon. Question is, do any of us?
Donnie, you want to take a seat?
I don't want to.
Mario Bates, was that?
Warren's never seen you.
Hey, Donnie, good pick, man. The Saints boy.
Did that guy go to some? Hey, Scott.
Huh?
Scott.
What?
Did Mario Bates go to some weasel university to play football?
That's enough. Oh, that's right. The Dirt Devils. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba.
Okay, we'll get Mark on the phone.
Kenny, did you see that?
The Dustbusters. Yeah, he did play for them.
Washington came back.
You guys know Notre Dame?
Quiet down.
She's got to get to the hotel.
Hi. You're up. Okay, where'd we leave off?
Hit the button.
Well, once I tell them, I will. Jeff George, John Elway, Mario Bates. I'm not going in order. Barry Sanders. Okay, John Elway, Barry Sanders, Brett Favre. Yeah.
Steve,
Derek
you're doing a
Brett,
very poor job interviewing Mr. Lacy.
Van Morris.
Come on.
You're right. I have all sorts of.
I mean, this is your one chance to drill the guy. Keeps telling everybody how great he is, despite his 3 losing seasons in 5 years.
If you're just gonna sit there staring at your navel, get off the camera.
Became a voice from
Okay, Steve.
So why are you 0-4 in the playoffs?
I've been there 4 times, Stephen. I might.
Mario Bates.
Come on, Charles Grodin's better than this.
You're talking to everybody now.
All right, can we change the channel on this?
Oh, you just hung up on that.
Is there a football game on?
Oh well. Should I call him back or wait for him to
Let's
call
see if it's
us?
still there. Yeah, see if he calls back. It's the button in the middle.
Who's up? Who's up? Where are we?
It's Bork.
It's Bork.
Well, he knows he's got.
Lost contact.
Yes, I hit the wrong button. I've got too much to do.
Well, he probably got to call back, isn't he?
Well, I'll hear it. It beeps.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
This is for the 20th pick.
28, 22.
2780,
You
please.
hit the 20th then.
Michael Bork.
They're up on the board, 2 boards.
Sorry about that. Let me try it again. Okay, now I gotcha.
Everybody.
All right, Michael.
Okay.
I thought you wanted to be on camera.
Mario Bates, am I correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Quit laughing.
Well, let's see. Let me go through here. So, a couple of good choices here. Well, how about despite that he's got nobody to throw to him, Andre Rison.
Oh, wow.
Okay. See ya.
Bye.
Bye. That wasn't good.
Yeah, Moon Rise.
Great player, but.
Got nobody to throw to him.
Hey, I hear Vinny's taking charge this year.
Plus, his wife's an arsonist or something.
And she wears a condom over her eye.
And doesn't she wear like black, face black under her eye all the time?
She's a darling girl.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
Mr. Lacy.
Well, that provides me with something I didn't think was going to be there. Shit.
Well, heavy wears the crown that rules the league here, Scott.
Oh, boy.
Certainly some surprising picks in the second round, I dare say. You're probably going to have somebody here you didn't think would be available.
I think so. I think maybe we're looking at the same guy. Who do you think he is?
Who did you take?
Not this bozo, right?
No.
That guy.
Well, that's one.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good pick.
I think.
Yeah, I think that's.
Throwing my strategy out the window, but Baghdad goes with Jeff Hostetler.
Ooh.
He's a wife beater.
That's right. We have morals.
So this is politically correct.
I didn't want to go that early.
Well, just
He went 14.
one question was apparently all Mr. Lacy could take.
Hey,
I have a good bias.
What? Oh,
Liz.
this one.
The communal list.
Thank you. Ken.
Well, Scott, now we're all waiting for something that should be really interesting. Steve's
Mr.
second pick.
Katz.
So far, Katz is taking Drew Bledsoe. No disasters yet. Nice young. He's buried in his notebook.
A preseason injury should not prevent this guy from being a stud this year.
Oh, William Floyd. Here we go. William Floyd.
William Floyd.
That was my second
That
choice.
was going to be, yep.
Well, he's supposed to start on Sunday.
Yes, he is.
Yep.
And Steve, you're scaring me, man. You got Bledsoe and Floyd already. Right. I got a 49er.
Could it be time to turn around the sagging failure of the Maryland franchise?
Let's not get crazy now. He hasn't done badly, but 2 rounds do not a draft make.
That is correct.
Besides, he'll trade them all away anyways.
However, now we await what I'm sure will be a truly existential pick from
Existential.
would-be philosopher Nate Sagan.
Dr. Strangelove.
He's got some fireworks here in the studio earlier between
Yes, longtime antagonists, Ken Sane and Steve Katz.
It was somewhat surprising to see those two go at it.
Well, Steve Katz brings out the best in all of us.
Well, he started complaining about my little
Ex-whaler, Mr.
tortilla
Floyd.
rolls and telling me that they were undercooked. So I had
Well, I would have to say, have you had the tortilla rolls?
Oh, I think they're quite excellent.
They're stupendous.
There's no questioning the cuisine here at TFL Temporary Draft Headquarters here in the beautiful metropolis of Orlando, Florida.
But
I
see-
might take this a moment to thank Commissioner Emeritus Sane for putting us up here in this wonderful facility.
And how sweet.
And let us not also overlook the fine work of
Dr.
Communications Coordinator Michelle
Hey.
Fesco.
Hey,
Hey.
it's Tim Brown. I need everybody.
Since Tim Brown, okay. To the left of the
Herman
picture.
Moore,
Okay?
Michael Irvin.
What do you think Nate's going to go with this pick?
Ricky Waters.
You know, he is truly
Ricky
very
Waters.
hard to read.
Okay?
Randall Cunningham.
I'm gonna guess.
Okay?
Mario Bates.
You think so?
It's time for a quarterback here.
That would be a little
Andre
early.
Rison.
Man did throw for nearly 5,000 yards in the last season. I believe.
That is true.
Yeah, he put up some numbers. And Nate's not the kind of guy to take a little domestic violence against somebody.
So you say that's a pick that maybe most of our consciences would prevent us from making.
Yes, but of course Nate
And we had Jeff
would
Hostetler
come up
and
with
William
some sort
Ford.
of philosophical argument,
Hello?
What?
that would accept
Can you
that.
start reading those against me so that Dan can write those down?
Okay, Herman Moore.
Yeah.
Michael Irvin.
There appears to be some kind of echo.
Ricky Waters.
Van's trying to write while holding his pants up.
Randall Cunningham.
I'd surely take a finger or so.
Mario Bates.
Right there. Okay.
Andre Rison.
Okay.
Jeff Hostetler.
And
Will Floyd.
William Floyd?
Yep.
Okay. It's my pick.
It is. You're up.
Okay.
Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock.
That would be Casey.
Casey's been a little drunk ever since those 4 teenage girls jumped him.
Did we get film of that?
I think you got that.
You sure that wasn't in your dream, Ken?
Not my dreams. My dreams is at least 20 of them.
Oh,
How does this work, anyways?
You're trying to rattle him. Let the man think.
Exactly.
Really,
Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock.
All right.
Give me a chance.
yeah, pressure.
Philosophers,
they just can't make any decisions.
Take your time, Nate, as long as it's not more than 2 minutes.
You don't think I've done
Chris Reedy's ready to go to
Turn
that
the
number
camera in
3
the
pick.
entire room.
We're hanging on your every word, Nate.
Is this hooked up?
Jim Everett.
Jim Everett.
All right, we'll talk to you in a bit.
Whoa, we lost our feeds.
I promise I'd only do that for these off couple rounds, so as not
Chris
to
Reedy?
disrupt the whole draft.
We can get Chris going over his list. I'm in your way.
Okay.
Rodney Hampton.
Ooh, that was quick.
Thank you.
He, of course, the only way the Giants are going to score this year.
Absolutely.
Okay.
The key to my playoff drive.
Who would never have